Welcome in, everybody. Glad to have you guys. Getting started shortly. We're just gonna let people roll in a little bit. Um, Quick reminder: if you're gonna build this and go over this with me, you do need the Webull desktop app, the application itself. The actual website is a little bit different, so make sure you got this downloaded. But if you're just along to watch to see if it's something for you, then that's fine too. But yeah, get that app downloaded before we get started. But just gonna give it a couple more minutes. Yeah, you can trade SPX user swing. SPX you can trade in Webull, yes. Everybody have a good day in the markets today? Anybody? Red, green? Personally, I'm a little bit red today. I got stopped on a trade. Bobby, good to see you. Rena, good to see you. Red yesterday, green today. Nice. Bobby, does that mean green on the week so far or slightly red on the week? Nice. Tesla. Yep. So Tesla with earnings, I guess, for the future. Or if Tesla's too expensive for you guys, TSLL. TSLL is a leveraged Tesla thing you can play. And so TSL, and put it over here. Put Tesla over here. And there's a lot of these things you guys can do. So if you're looking at Tesla, this is sidetracked, but just for this comment, if you're looking at Tesla and you're like, man, it's too expensive, the IV is too high, I would have had to buy 170 call, it doesn't even get there. You can play TSLL, and obviously you can see it's a 2x leveraged. So, Tesla's up 13%. This is up 26%. So a secret, not a secret, but I do this a lot for shares, you guys. So there's a lot of times if I don't want to buy AMD or NVIDIA, I'll buy these leveraged shares positions. They're super risky because 1% on this is 2% on this. But for ERs, if you're bullish on Tesla, you could have got a 5.5 call for $46 today. And I mentioned a few times in trade floor at the close, trying to get people to not recklessly get out of money calls. But just something to think about, especially during ER season, you can get a cheap, $45 risk. And, this thing is up 26%. Like, you guys gonna be sitting pretty on this if someone were to take this. But yeah, this lecture is about Webull, guys. Is anybody, so I got everybody muted now. If anyone is going to follow real time with me and set it up as we go, and if I'm going too fast, you need clarification on something, just unmute your mic or tell me in the chat to slow down, or hey, what'd you do there? I'm not sure. Is anybody going to set their Webull tonight alongside me, or are people just kind of tune in to see how I set it up, why I do it, see if it's right for them, kind of thing? Either way is fine, but I just kind of want to know where people are at. If we got some time at the end, we'll do some charting too, but this is definitely just focus on this setup. Anybody at all doing it real time with me? No? All right. I'm just gonna be talking to myself for an hour, I guess. That's all right. Cool. I'll be here on TOS, but curious in this. So yeah, guys, we're gonna be working on this tonight. This is you can make any combination of this, but I just have one screen that I work off of, one screen available. And so this is what works for me. We're going to build a watch list, get the options chain. Cam, good to hear, man. Like I said, if I'm going too fast, you need clarification, just unmute your mic and I'll help you. We'll get the options chain down here. Here's our turbo trader. There's a couple variations of this. This would be your P&L, and then orders that are waiting to get filled and such. But like I said, if you guys are on a lap, I'm on a 27-inch screen, and so this is a lot of real estate for me. But if you guys are like on a 13-inch laptop, then 4 charts may be too crunch for you. So you can easily just do 3 charts. We'll make them bigger, and we'll see that in a little bit. But to start everything off, guys, let's see. I have Robinhood and Webull I want to fund. Cool, Matt. So first of all, guys, if you're totally new, one section we can look at down here. Let me just go to a blank screen. One section down here is the settings. And this is kind of just to get you guys all started. If you click on settings, this is where you can change, if you're on the West Coast, if you're on the East Coast, you can change your time here. I'm West Coast, so I like this. You can change your theme. I'm in the dark mode, obviously, you can see. You can change how your candles look, but you can also customize this even more. This stuff here, these widgets are for open orders and stuff like that. And you'll see up here, I have it locked. I'm not going to open it because it shows my count, obviously. But this is how you can see like your daily profit loss, your open profit loss, stuff like that. Hotkeys, if you want to get really advanced, you can literally set up hotkey buttons to change charts, move to layouts, buy and sell order, stuff like that. Trades, we're probably going to come back to this in a little bit, but this is how you kind of set your trade defaults. I always set it at 1, even if I'm buying 5 or 10 of something, because I can show you guys an example or tell you about an example later on. But I had a quantity set up. This was last year, and instead of buying a couple coin calls, I bought a ton, and I got absolutely just blown out of the water. And so, because there's a part in here where you can just hit a trade, and it's not going to ask you, "Are you sure?" If you got the funds, it's just gonna send the order. So, stuff around here you guys need to pay attention to. I don't spend too much time at the beginning. I want to make sure we get the full setup going for you guys, but this is something to pay attention to here. Notifications, these are just your order fills, stuff like that. And account security, that's your personal information, your email. I'm not going to click on that. Your phone number, stuff like that. Like if you log out, do you have to use a sign-in password, stuff like that. But that's that. All right, so Cam and everybody else that is doing this in real time with me, so over here, you guys, on your left side, you want to be on the custom button. I'm not sure if that's a paintbrush or whatever it is, but you want to click custom. And then you want to click blank layout. And that's exactly what we're doing. It's just a blank layout. And it says, hey, click here to add some widgets. Okay, so again, I'm used to this, guys, and we'll try not to go too fast. So if I'm going too fast or you get lost, just stop me. But if this is not open already, your widgets up here in the top right, it's your second one over, you click widgets. And the first thing I kind of always like to do or start with is under the general tab. Obviously, we need a watch list. So we're going to click on a watch list. And right now it is a detailed view, but we're going to make that simplified because for me, I don't want to see all this stuff, or I don't need to see all this stuff right away. It doesn't matter to me. I just want a name to click on to see, hey, how's the stock doing? How is it looking? And so for me, when the watch list is pulled up, we're going to do add watch list to make a new watch list. Call it whatever you want. We're going to call it OT Webull lecture. It can literally be whatever you want. But I'm just going to do this for simplicity. And edit watch list. So you name it, edit watch list. Okay, so obviously you guys, I have a ton of stuff. These top ones are not mine, but options, small ports, stuff for my shares on Fidelity, semiconductors, food and beverage. You guys can make sectors. You can make anything you want. So this is the one I just made just now. And again, this is how you add some names. AMD, Tesla, whatever you guys want to do. Bank of America. I'll show you another way you can add them. And so then I changed this personally to, because like I said, we're going to make this compact a little bit. I want to do simplified. And then what I do is I make it like this, because like I said, we don't need it. We just need to see, we want to see the name. And so I throw it all the way on the left. Again, you guys make this however you want it. And then your watch list. So we can pull this up. It's probably at the bottom, Webull. All right, so here's our watch list, you guys. And then again, you can add symbols here. So you can add symbols that way as well. Everybody following so far? Yes, no, maybe so, hopefully. All right, next thing, we need some charts. So you click the quote tab and you click on chart. And once this is up, this is going to default to the red and green colors. Obviously, if you guys see my charts, I don't use that. But so by default, it's going to show all your intervals down here. You can click on something like this. You know, I'm not on the 1 minute. I do the 5, 15, 31 hour, day, and weekly. So you can star or favorite whatever you guys want to do. If 1 minute is what you guys like to do, turn that on. That's fine. But for me, this is what I do right here. 5, 15, 30, 1 hour. And it's all along here. And so when you change this, 15, 30, 1 hour, 5 minutes, stuff like that. Okay. If you want to do chart settings next, we can do that. So you can change the appearance of this. You can change, do you want to have, you know, it'll put a little symbol down here that says, hey, earnings are coming up. You can turn these on or off. Appearance, you guys can go wild with this. You can do whatever you want. You want a white background if white's easier on your eyes. Personally, I like dark mode. That's just what I like to do. You can set your candle color. Obviously, if you guys see my stuff, like I said, I have it just changed because that's what I like, but you guys can literally make any candle color you want. You know, go wild with it, go whatever works for you guys, basically. But that's how you change the candle color. Display mode, some of this stuff is for options, some of it is for shares, but you can see, hey, in a preview, when you turn stuff on and off, this is like when you have a position open, it's kind of nice to see, you know, hey, I got the 10 call of, you know, whatever this preview is, the 165 call, it'll show up on your guys' chart. Maybe you want that, maybe you don't, but it's just something kind of nice to have, nice to look at. Extended hours, I highly recommend. So it's under the access tab. I highly recommend everybody do this because you want to see what's happening pre-market, because a lot of times pre-market, there's a lot of stuff going on that you want to pay attention to. There's wicks, you know, there's candles, there's a lot of sneaky stuff going on that if you go back and look, you know, I probably can't find anything right now, but you know, stuff like this, when you see a big wick here, you know, this is probably like a data release right at, yeah, 5 o'clock, or 5 o'clock my time, but 8 o'clock market hours. You know, pay attention to wicks like this, because look at, we sold down, we came down right into that wick. And so, you know, pre-market hours are definitely a must, if you ask me. Okay. So we got a chart, you know, obviously we need some indicators. So you click on indicators, and this is where you guys can go crazy or you can go simple. But for me, it's a moving average, it's an exponential moving average, and VWAP. Those three things. And again, you guys need to make it however you want. This is obviously the default. We go back to my charts here, and you can see it's just what works for me, but you guys can make it whatever you want. Blue is VWAP, purple is 9 EMA, and green is 21. And again, put whatever color you guys want. It's just so something, when you see something approaching on the chart, you do not have to think about it. You know what it is. You already know what's happening. And so again, we pull these up on the moving averages here. This is where you can change it. So if you want to do a moving average, like I said, I like to do 9, or on the MAs, this is for longer time frame. This is for like intraday stuff. So the longer time frame, guys, I do 50 and I do 200. Okay, this is your length, and this is your style. So when you click on style, turn this off. I want my 50, I want my 200. Again, change the color, whatever you want. Personally, my moving average is red, and my 200 is yellow. And then EMAs. So if we click on this, again, I do the 9 and the 21. So I'm going to change that. My 9 is purple. And what will be my 21 is green. And we go back to inputs. Change that to 9 and 21. But again, a lot of people use the 5 and the 12, or the 5 and the 13, I think. But again, do whatever you guys want, do whatever it makes, whatever you guys like to do. But there's a ton of stuff on here. You're going to hear most people say it, and they will agree that less is more, because you guys, like, you start getting a bunch of stuff on, and suddenly you're like, man, I can't even see my chart. What do we got going on here? And so you guys, usually less is more. You can go through some of these and see if they work for you or make sense. And what you're probably going to do, if you haven't already, is you go on a YouTube search, and someone's going to say, oh, this is a 92% win rate, or 98%, winner all the time. And it's this, or it's this thing. And it's like, in reality, if it was that easy, everybody have it on their chart, and everybody have a high win rate. But to tell you the truth, like, you guys just really need price action and volume. Is pretty much all you guys need, with a few other things. And so obviously this is what we have right now. Let me go back to VWAP. Mine is blue. That's just how I like it. But again, you can make any color combination you guys want. Okay. So now we need to kind of resize it, move it around a little bit, because we need to make some room. And so this, you officially set up your first chart. And like I said, if you guys have like a smaller laptop, what you'll probably want to do, I'm not going to do the indicators on each one. But you just click the chart. Do you have to click? Yeah, so you probably got to click chart settings. No, wrong thing. Indicator. Yeah, so you will have to click it for each chart, unfortunately, or maybe that's not. Maybe because a lot of people, what they'll do is they will pull SPY up on another chart and just leave it on the 30-minute, and they only want to see the 5 moving average, and like, hey, SPY's over the 5 on the 30-minute, I'm staying bullish. You know what I mean? And so they may only, or you may only want a moving average indicator on one chart, and on the other chart you have your VWAP, because maybe you're 5 minutes on the intraday time frame. Ooh, Raphael, do you want to unmute? Let's see. Copy chart. Oh man, you get bonus points today, brother. Let me try that. All these years, are you kidding me? Holy cow. Oh my gosh, all these years. Damn it. Nice job, man. Ooh, look at that. You just saved me a lot of time. All right. He's the smart one. Maybe he should do the lecture. But yeah, make as many charts as you guys want. It can be 2, it can be 4. Again, you don't want it so small you cannot see what's going on. And so, like I said, or like you've seen my chart, 4 is kind of the sweet spot for me. I'll kind of tell you why and how I got there. But since he's smart, we're just going to copy all these right here and size them. And it kind of snaps. I don't know if you guys are following along or watching, but it kind of snaps too, which is really nice. That last one probably won't fit. That's why I popped down here. But we don't have to get too technical with it. But it's kind of nice. So we're kind of seeing how things are kind of sort of shaping up a little bit. So we got a watch list, we got a chart. So what I do, guys, SPY or Qs is always, it's usually on the 15-minute. It's always on this chart and it never leaves, because you don't want to be in something. I'm not saying puts cannot pay, but you don't want to be in puts in something when the overall market is going up, because you can get some hard bounces. You may say, well, why did we bounce? Why did we bounce? It's like, we need to look at the whole market. So my point is, I always leave SPY open on this chart, because I always want to see, what the overall market's doing. It can be SPY, it can be QQQ, it can be SPX, it can be whatever you guys want. But to me, you always want to have eyes on what the overall market is doing. You kind of want to know, what's going on, stuff like that. But yeah, so we got our watch list, we got a chart. Let's get an options chain going. Yeah, I don't know. I need to look. What is it for Webull? I'm looking at your comment, Bobby. I don't know if they have it listed as, but like the hyphens or the dashes in front of it are always weird on Webull. I don't know why, but I thought I had it up. But I usually just do SPX or SPY over here. But yes, you're right. Joe knows all the names of all those. Oh, ES main. Oh, nothing's linked right now, but yeah, good way to point that out. All right, let's go back to our watch list. I don't want to get off track. Yep. All right, so we have a watch list. We're options traders. Now we need an options chain. So under quote, you click options, and this is an options chain. I'll make it larger right now just so we can kind of see what's going on here. I don't want to skim over too many things, but most of us, we do buy to open, sell to close kind of thing. So we just want the single option. But if you guys are into all this stuff, like you can do calendar spreads, you can do condors, butterflies, verticals, strangles, straddles, everything. You can set this up to show you that in here. But we only want the single options chain majority of the time. Your quantity of how many strikes you want to see, you can set to all, but when stuff changes, it's like you have a whole list to scroll through. So I usually do, I think I do 20, which will put 10 on the top, 10 on the bottom. And then, so the way my brain works, SPY goes up, or whatever it is goes up, it is going up in value. So we're at 496, up is 497.98. So I want my strikes to do that too. I don't want, it's just how my brain works. I don't want the 506, 507, 508 going down. And so there's a little button here, ascending strike price. If you hit that, it'll flip them. Now, that's just a brain thing for me. So when SPY is going up, I'm looking at the strikes, going into the money. 506, 789 is going up. Okay. And then this little gear thing here, option items. This is where you can clean this up a little bit. I'm not saying you don't need all this, but for me, I don't want percent change. Yeah, these are the ones I always click on, but there's a bunch on here. You guys can add Vega. You can, I keep theta on because I kind of want to see gamma. You can look or pass on that. I usually don't leave that on. Open interest. I think you can move these around. Yes. So open interest, implied volatility, volume. We need volume. Where? Volume. Volume is important because if you guys trade some shit stocks and shit names, you guys will get into a trade with really, really wide spreads, and you're not going to know what is something that I've traded recently on. I've traded this on shares. So you guys can get into something with really, really bad liquidity, like volume on the day, there's 7 contracts moving, and that spread is a $30 spread. So stuff like this, you want to leave volume and open interest open because you want to see literally where the open interest is in the rest of the market. You don't want to be going against the trend, going against people. Like, you want to see this kind of stuff. And so for me, open interest volume, but like I said, you guys can move this stuff around wherever you want it, whatever works for you. But yeah, I always have the bid, the ask, and actually I don't do the last, but I do the mid. Because when you get stuff on wider spreads, like everybody likes to play SMCI, we all know those have really wide spreads. 2,320 to 2,400, like $1,000 spread, you guys, on this, or no, $100 spread. That's crazy. $100 spread. So if you enter at the ask and you freak out and you sell right away, and you sell at the bid or you sell at market, you're gonna lose $100 instantly. And so I keep the mid, because you'll see when I set up my turbo trader, I like to do a mid fill, because I'm not cheating, but I'm between the buyers and the sellers. I'm finding a happy medium where they're saying, you know what, I will sell this contract here to you, or I will buy this contract here from you. So the mid is really important, especially on wide stuff. But stuff like SPY, the liquidity is so nice. I mean, we're closed right now, but the spread is $1. It could be, if this is open right now, it'd be 9 to 8 probably, and so I leave that open. So I shrink this down a little bit because I don't need to see a lot of this, and then I will make these larger. All right, now the fun stuff. It is under the trade tab, you guys. So there's a few of them we can do. I'll pull a few of them up. Let's see. I think it's classic trade. I'm gonna pull up Turbo Trader, which I use. And then it's gonna get messy just because I want to show you some examples. And then Turbo Trader options. So I'm going to delete this widget thing just so we can get some room here. So I personally use Turbo Trader because it's what works for me. It's just a buy and a sell. So right now this is set up for shares. And so if we go into this tab here, Turbo Trader settings, we can clean up some stuff we don't want. So you see this is turned on, place order for stocks. Leave that on if you want to buy stocks in this account, but we're just talking about options tonight. So I just select this, you'll start seeing some stuff disappear. General settings, yes. So under general settings, button size, I do compact, because I just need to see a little button for my buy and sell when I get in and out, and I'll kind of show you this. And so again, I do buy market, buy ask, sell market, sell the bid, and then I also do a custom. So again, that custom is a mid, it's a limit mid +1. So that's kind of important, you guys, for if you're playing stuff like SMCI, you want a buy custom button and you want the mid +1. So you're basically saying, I'm not buying all the way at the ask, I'm not buying all the way at the bid. I'm at the mid and I'm slightly higher towards the ask, so I usually get filled. When I do stuff like this on SMCI or Netflix, or sometimes Starbucks has a little bit wider fill, sometimes even Disney, you can save a few bucks doing this, you guys. If the spread is like $6 or $8, you can do a mid +1 on your buy-in, and you're not getting totally hosed on, just slapping the ask and being instantly down a few percent or a few bucks because the spread is wide. And so buy custom is important, and also a sell custom. We can turn that on. And again, that's the mid -1. So again, the offset is towards the bid price. So the buy-in was a +1, the sell was a -1. Okay. And now, some cool things down here too, you guys. Somebody was asking me in DMs and also on Trade Floor. If you are buying something and you're like, you know what, shit, I got a meeting starting in 5 minutes, or I got an emergency, or whatever it is, and you're in a trade, you can turn these on and have basically kind of sort of an automatic bracket order. You can turn this on and say, every trade I enter, I want a 20% stop loss and take profit at 20%. So you can enter SPY, like I'm not going to say an auto trader, but you can blindly enter a SPY call today and say, you know what, my risk is, usually you wouldn't want a 20-20. You would say 20-30, or I'm only risking 10%, whatever it is. You know me, I don't like blind percents, but this is just an example. If you guys were in a trade and you got to go to a meeting or do something, and you got to, you want an automatic stop loss on, when you enter your trade, this is on all the time on your buys. I mean, right now we're on sell custom, but if you go to buy, every time you buy, you can have an automatic stop loss on, and it's automatic, which is kind of nice. But again, I don't like to do blind percent because it's like a 10% stop in SPY is nothing. That's a single wick down and you're stopped out, and then it pushes in your map. And so just something to point out here, guys. But and then these quick buttons here. Actually, wait, there's one very important thing I need to come back to. Been trying for that for a minute, Nick. Yeah, you're welcome. There's something here that is very important, you guys. Order confirmation. Why is that not on there? Is it? I'm just blind right now. Okay, it is on there. Order confirmation right here. You want that on. Sub orders. I don't think we want that. Order confirmation, you guys. When this is clicked on, it'll say, are you sure you want to buy a SPY 505 call for $98? So say, are you sure? A little screen will pop up and you click yes, and the order will go out. If this is off, see, it tells you, or confirmation skips. Are you sure you want to do this? So when this is off, if you have, okay, this is set at 10. If you have $1,000 in your portfolio and each contract is $100 and this is set to 10 and this is linked, this will buy 10. What's up, Flips? Good to have you, man. This will buy 10 automatically, and it's not going to ask you, are you sure? So you just full port without even knowing it, you guys. So this order confirmation, you guys need to make sure, if you want this, you need to always make sure your quantity is set correctly, because if you just randomly come in here and this is set to 10 or 100 or whatever it is, that's trouble, you guys. Okay, so these big buttons here, obviously 10, 50, that's pretty big. I mean, you got a big port, but I'm not buying 500 contracts of anything. I believe it's under settings, under frequently used. Yeah. So why is that? That's still on stocks. So let's change that under frequently used. Let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4 and see if that changed. But it should be for stocks and options. I don't know why options didn't change, but under frequently used. Yeah, so it changed here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys see that? So these are kind of your quick buttons too. So if you're like, you know what, my risk tolerance is 3, boom, 3 contracts. 4 contracts. 1. This is your quickness of how you guys get in and out of trades. You see it all the time. If you're in Flips and VC, he has some form of this active trader set up, whether it's called Turbo Trader, I think it's just called active trader, but he is getting in and out. There's no order confirmation, I'm assuming. If his risk tolerance is 4 or 5, 4 is already set, and boom, you hit buy. Okay. So again, this is Turbo Trader. This is what I use. This one is similar, but it's got a little more things to it. Just the layout is the same, but you guys need to pick whichever one works for you. These two, this one is more towards shares, but it can work for both. But I personally, I just didn't like this one because it's more geared towards shares. And this one is Turbo Trader options. I don't use it. It's not that I don't like it, but it's just, I'm so stuck in my ways of what works for me. This basically here will eliminate this options chain here, because you can set, once we link these, I'll show you guys how to link these in just a second here, so hang with me. Once you link these, it'll change the option chain here. So it kind of eliminates this. So you could ideally have this and this all together. But the same thing, it'll pull up the option chain chart, and you got your big buttons and everything down here. And everything just kind of looks the same. But again, do what works for you guys. It doesn't have to be this, but like I said, I'm gonna go back to Turbo Trader because it's what I use. Oh man, I guess I set all this up again. Why did I delete that? How we get on time? All right, we're running a little late. We've got 20 minutes left. So, all right, and we want compact. All right. One more quick thing before we link it and make it all fun. We need to see what positions we have open. So under the trade tab, you click on positions. And then under trade tab, you click on orders. So click on orders and you move this slowly. And if I'm doing it right, it should snap to that. And now this is where I link everything. So orders is like, if I have an order sitting, if I know, if I'm playing this little flag here or this push up and I want to sell down, I might have an order sitting here and it's going to say, hey, an order sitting waiting to be filled. That's where your orders is. And then positions, that is your open positions of your trade. And I'll say your profit and loss on the day. It'll say your profit and loss of your open positions. And so this is kind of how I have it set, guys. You can move this around how you guys want it. You can shrink it, you can expand it. But now, not really the secret sauce, but kind of fun stuff on active trading and how you get quick with stuff. Cam and anybody else that is doing this with me in real time, Nick, anybody else? So under this right here, set as a group. So everyone can see this, everyone pay attention. This is where you kind of link stuff to get really fast at trading in and out of stuff. So I'm going to set this to group 1, this watch list. I'm going to set this first chart as group 1. I'm going to set the option chain as group 1. And guess what? This Turbo Trader is group 1. Now, all right, we're in VC with flips. He's like, hey guys, I'm looking at AMD calls. You click on AMD and watch the chart, watch the option chain, and watch this. It all changes for you, boom. So it's not, hey, flips is getting AMD calls. Okay, I need to type in AMD here. Oh man, the option chain is still on SPY. I need to type in AMD. No, it's all linked now. So this is what you guys need to do if you want to be quick scalping or trading. This is a link 1 here, a 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. So now when he says, well, okay, puts is a better example today. If he says, hey, I'm looking for a push up and a 153 rejection, I'm going to take the 152 puts. All right. So at the time here, you click on 152, okay, 152 and a half. If you click on, so pay attention here, guys, if you click on anything other than the bid and the ask, so if you click on the mid, the open interest, so if he says, I want the 152 and a half puts, you click on that and look at your active trader is ready to go for the 152 and a half puts, and your quantity, obviously, make that, what you want, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, and you're ready. So when he says, if this was the pullback he was playing, so he's like, I'm gonna enter puts on a rejection. Let me pull this up. Oh, was I on the wrong chart? Why is that looking like that? Oh, I'm on the wrong day. Sorry, guys. Man, it's way off. What the hell? All right. Change of plans. He wants calls. He says, a break and retest of 152 zone, I'm going to get calls. And so you look into the zone here and you pull up your calls. I did what it said not to do. You click anything other than the bid and the ask. And now your options chain, you guys. So this pullback down here, like you've seen my lectures, this pullback down here is this pullback right here. And so that's where you look. And he says, hey, I want the pullback. You don't say, I'm buying the top of this candle here at $350. You want this pullback down into here. And so you can set an order. You can right click and set an order. If you say, hey, if we pull back into this zone here, I want to put an order around 150.4 on the chart. You can set a fill order right here at 259. Or when he says, hey, I'm in, you can get in right here and you buy at the ask. But my point is, this is all linked, you guys. And so, when you click on anything on this options chain, it changes here and it changes here. And now you are instantly linked up, ready to go. And then when you're in the position, it'll pop up here. You're in 152.5 calls with him. It shows up over here, you guys, and it's all linked. And then you just use, I don't need Turbo Trader this big. I make it like this. And say I'm in 4 contracts with him, and we're in at 258, and we get this huge candle up here at the high of the day. Maybe I'm in 4. I'm selling 3 up here. So quick change, quantity settings, make sure that's clicked. So you see when I change this, it changes the order settings here. So, okay, I'm gonna sell 3 up here at $330. Boom, sell market, sell bid, whatever you guys wanna do. And you're in and out on a button click. Okay, 1 button click. Is that making sense to everybody? Everybody's following along? Raphael, I got used to the Turbo Trader options because it does not change the link stock chart in the options chain. Yep, it's all personal preference, man. So like I said, you guys, when I do this, this is always my options chain. This is what I'm in, so I'm AMD. And then this chart is my on watch. So say I was watching RBLX today, Roblox, and we rejected here. I might set an alert to come down here. And I'm like, hey, if we come down here, this alert's going to trigger, and because it's my on watch. And maybe I get inputs here, maybe I don't. And then again, always, this is my chart where I leave it open, where I leave it, and I'm watching the market constantly, all the time. I usually leave this on the 15 or 30, and I watch my price targets, how I get it. That's how I find price targets on that. Does that make sense for everybody? Nick, glad to hear, man. Glad to hear. What are we doing on time? We got 15 minutes. Nick, anybody else following along? Mute or make comments. Is there anything you missed? Anything doesn't make sense? But like I said, this is what we hear. I mean, if we go to my regular chart, this is literally it, you guys. Obviously, the colors are different. The EMAs and whatever is not all set up, but this is literally what I trade, you guys, every single day. You see my big button orders, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever it is. That's literally what I do. And my watch list is a little more developed, but basically, I should probably change this to big tech. This is all the big tech names. Small port, you guys know I like to trade those. If someone is like, hey man, cybersecurity or stuff related to war, like you can make a watch list and put whatever you guys want in it. It can be anything you want. Setups forming, I kind of do that for my shares account. I have a lot of stuff you guys probably never heard of, but I flip shares in the Roth IRA. I literally just set high and low alerts on just anything and everything, and I wait for them to trigger. And these are just kind of like how I organize my stuff, because like I don't want all this stuff in my options chart because I'm not trading, Teladoc. I'm not trading. I do trade Uber, a little bit, but there's a lot of stuff in here that I wouldn't trade option on because there's no liquidity. And so 500 to 5K expect flips, you lead the way, man. We're waiting on you, not me. They don't want me to do the challenge. We're waiting on you, brother. But yeah, you guys make a watch list, whatever you guys want. And again, we're on the custom tab. Okay, so everyone following along, I almost forgot. The most important part of all, we have to save this, okay? So right now it says a blank layout. So these 3 or 4 lines up here next to the plus tab, click this, rename the tab. We're going to call it OT setup. Webull. You save it. Now you go to the plus tab, this new layout. Don't prove me wrong. It should be there. Where's that? Wait, did I save it wrong? Hold on. There's a layout and a tab. Hold on. Let me think about this, guys. Got you guys all hyped up for nothing. I think maybe it's, oh wait. So this tab is named, I think it's the layout. Maybe it's, choose the layout. Why is it not there? Shit. It's there for everything else. Maybe it needs to sync up. Damn it. I promise you guys, if you save it, customize layout. Let's call it that. Saving. Oh, there it is. Webull. Okay, so I was wrong. So when you have this tab set up, you guys, when you have it set up however you want, again, it can be 2 charts, 3 charts, whatever it is. Click on this little icon right here, save as customized layout. And you see what I like to do, I will have a day trade like this. I'm going to delete this. I'll leave it open just for now. But I also have a full chart. And so if I want to see a bigger picture, because obviously we know 4 screens gets kind of, look at this here. So this is my regular setup, you guys. 4 screens gets kind of crammed. If like, you know, we're playing spy, we're pushing up. It's like, man, where you always hear me look left, where are we on the chart? Where are we at? I always have a full chart tab up and open. And it's usually the 30-minute, the 1 hour. This is Apple, but I will have this open just to see where we're at. You know, because we might be on breakout mode here on this Apple, and it's like, well, I don't want to buy the top when we're at this possible rejection zone here. And so I have a full chart always open, and I say, okay, if I miss this breakout, where do I want to buy in at? Somewhere around 166.30. And so it can be on whatever chart you have open. Again, you can link this. This is linked AMD, whatever it is linked to my watch list on this full screen chart setup. Oh, I like that. Yeah, make a copy for the monitor and the big screen one for your laptop. Nice. Save button beside the plus button. Yep. Save a customized layout. And you guys are smarter than me on some of this. Nice job. But yeah, does that make sense to everybody? Again, set it up how you want it. Do whatever works for you. But the key, if you want to trade, if you're in with flips or whatever, you got to have active trader set up, because you can't be like, oh, I want to buy the ask. And you click this and you open order and it says, oh, are you sure? And then all of a sudden your entry was at 47, now it's at 57. You just missed $10 of profit. And so you guys need active trader, and you need to link it up here. So you link these with the groups button. You can do it however you want. You can link across layouts, but link the chart. And again, just kind of set up how you guys like it, how it works for you guys. Does anybody need swing? Would you show volume and order? Yeah, I keep it basic, but I have volume down here. But yeah, man, there is lots of stuff on here. There's time and sales for you guys that like that. You can sneak this. You know, if I only wanted 3 charts, I want to put time and sales here. You can sync this, and again, if I'm playing spy and I want time and sales, well, I'm going to link this group right here to 1. And now spy time and sales here. One thing River taught me is you can set a filter. I think on time and sales, I think he has it at 1,000. Don't quote me, ask him later, because I don't want to see all these 1s and 2s going through, because this is just going to fly when this is in real time moving. So I think he has this set at 1,000, and it kind of cleans it up. Obviously, this is the end of the day, so there's not much on here, but you can set a filter here, time and sales filter. But yeah, guys, there's lots of stuff on here. Option statistics, under trade, you can put your account P&L on the line. You can have, whatever you want to do. Your account info is also under this account tab here. That's where I keep it. But stocks, you can look at, Tesla just had earnings. You can click on stuff like this. Like, there's a lot of stuff on here, you guys. I don't do it just because I trade shares in my Roth IRA in Fidelity, and I use Fidelity's tools and stuff on the earnings report for that. So I don't need this clutter when this is just for options for me. General, there's screeners. There's a few people in here who DM me. They have luck with some screeners and option screeners. So use your own discretion. Maybe they work for you, maybe they don't. Market, advancers, decliners, overall market heat map. That's kind of cool to look at sometimes. We are green today. But you can kind of see, you can kind of look and see what sectors are hot and what are not. And so, if NVIDIA and AMD are kind of red and selling, chances are maybe these are expensive for you. Maybe you show some weakness. TSM shows some weakness. So there's a lot of stuff here you guys can do. a lot you can look at. It's really just what you want to look at, what works for you. For me, I obviously on a daily thing, my charts are messy. You guys have seen them, but for me, when I'm zoned in here, I like less clutter. I like to just see what's in front of me. I don't want a lot of stuff going on, and so this is all I need. I don't need a P&L in front of me. I can look at a P&L up here. It's locked right now, obviously, but I can look at a P&L. I go to my option or my account chart here. There's also, you guys new to paper trading. There's a paper trading tab, which is really good. You can do probably 90% of the things on the real account in paper as well. So if you guys are new to Webull or new to stocks in general, you can paper trade. You can't really do trailing stop and those bracket orders like I showed you guys, but you can do a market in and out, and you can do limit in and out on Webull paper. So that's really nice, you guys. It's a good way to get some practice in. If you're like want to make the switch from Robinhood and Thinkorswim is too tough right at the beginning because it's a big learning curve. I'm going through it myself, but yeah, Swing, appreciate it. Yeah, I do every Tuesday, man, or woman, whoever you are. I shouldn't assume, but yeah, every Tuesday night I do lecture. Appreciate the kind words. Can you please say stop looking at the chart? Okay, good question. I'm glad you asked it because I kind of forgot. So you can't, but if you've been to my option price chart classes, which maybe I'll do that next week or the week after. So on Thinkorswim, you can, so if we haven't, the market's closed and I have no positions open, I can't really do this, but okay, so I clicked on the 505. Let me find an example that would work better. Make sure it's today and some of the bonehead. All right, I think Flips played the open. I wasn't with them, unfortunately. So we open around 501.85, and let's just focus. Who asked that? Rodrigo. Let's just focus on. We'll call this like a little flag. There's a little consolidation here. This little zone here. Yeah, no, I got too many lines. People deal with it. All right, so you're looking here, you missed this pump with Flips. We're kind of consolidating. You want to play this here, and you want to get into, so we're trading at 503. You want to get into the 504 calls. So the best thing you can do here, Rodrigo, so this candle here at the open, so I'm on West Coast, 630, 645, 650. This zone here, this candle is this right here. So obviously when SPY goes up, your option of the 504 call goes up as well. Okay, so we're looking at roughly 7 o'clock my time. So we see this little consolidation here, and at 7 o'clock you see a consolidation here. So say you were in a trade here at 85 bucks, and if we break VWAP, which I said with this blue line, you cannot set a stop based on this chart. So if you're like, hey, I want to stop out here, but what you can do, so follow me here, you can set a stop. What I do, I set it really loose. So I'll set it like 58 bucks. There's nothing open now, so I can't do it. But when you right click, you'll have an order sitting here. They'll say, I'm in 504 calls at $80. So you click on the little tag here. It'll show up like, not here. Hold on. Chart settings. It'll show up like this. And so if you click on this, when you right click, it'll say, off the top of my head, I think it says like stop order limit, sell, take profit, which is like an OCO order. One cancels the other. I use that a lot. So I will do an OCO order or a hard stop. So what I'm getting at is I will turn on a stop here, and kind of just, I'll estimate where it is here. So this wick here at 705, this wick is this wick here at 72. So maybe I'll draw a line, maybe I won't, but like you can, just so it's clear here, this candle here is this candle here. So again, when you pull up the options chain chart, you can look and say, okay, if we break under 502.68, this zone here, I know it's roughly 72 bucks. I bought it at 80. So you can set a stop. This wick here, come down here, was 57 bucks. So you can say, hey, if we break down into this wick, you can either send an alert for 502.27, or you can look at the options chain and say at 57 bucks, that is my stop loss. So that's kind of how you do it, Rodrigo. And, say I got in at 80 and I want to know what this wick is here, because I want to, if we push up, which we did, look at this. This is a good sell. This is the high of day here on SPY. Say you got in at 80 bucks here. I want to know what that wick is. Well, look right here, $1.13. And because time decay was only a 5-minute candle, there's not much decay. But if this sat sideways for an hour and then pushed up to this zone here, it wouldn't be worth $1.13. It'd be worth probably like $1.02, $1.05 because of theta, your time decay. But because you got in here hypothetically, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to sell at the top of this candle here, the high of day. You just look at your options chart and say, hey, that was $1.13, $1.12. I usually do like a little bit less if I can't watch the chart. So if high of day was $1.12, I might do $1.10 sell. And I set a bracket order. I say a stop loss, an OCO order. If you don't know what that is, you can DM me tomorrow. I can show you. I set a stop loss at 58 and a take profit at 110, and you just let that thing ride. And when it pushes, that's when the magic happens. You sell and we consolidate, and we push more. You take that stop loss here, Rodrigo, you got one left, and you move it up. You know what this wick is down here now, 72 bucks. If we make this big move here, you move your stop to break even 100%. There's no way that your stop should be less than break even. And we push up here. So now your contract is worth $1.40. And you're like, you know what? I caught the bottom. I'm letting it run. So you move to, so now it's $1.40. So now you move your stop to say $1. And you just keep moving your stop up. And on the chart, you can physically click and drag it, click and drag, click and drag. Also on the, forgot to go over this. Where's it at? Trade. Price ladder. Everybody loves price ladder. Same concept. So I will link this to one. So again, this is the 504. You can be in here. So what do we say? We got in at 80. No, not 80. $1. No, 80 cents. Sorry. We're way down here. So say you got in. See how this moves on that chart right there? See over here how that's moving? So you buy in at 80. So now you can say, hey, I want the stop under this, or no, we said this candle here, 57. What is that worth? You drag your stop down here, and I don't have any positions open, but this would be sell stop here, and you click. Or you know what? You're like, hey, I want to take profit up here. If you're using the price ladder, drag that thing up to $1.12, and it moves up. See how it moves up? So price ladder, this is, if you talk to River and he scalps, this is how he scalps all day long. He's buying at 80. He's dragging his stop up. He's in at 80. He goes, oh, I'm going to sell 110. He's in 5 of them. He goes, I'm going to sell 3 here. We push up. He drags his stop up. That's how it's done. Price ladder is really nice. Again, I don't like scalp candle to candle, so it's not really for me. For what I do, this works for me. I enter a trade. SPY usually buy 1 or 2 days at a time. And so I can enter, a Wednesday or Thursday contract, and I kind of, I can relax a little bit if I get caught in this chop here. Yep, good point. You can set the option, see the price chart on the chart a little bit. Yep. But yeah, like if you guys are in SPY 504 with a week of time, like it's way easier to kind of estimate, kind of like Raphael said, it's way easier to estimate, this movement here, because if you, this our chop today, if you're kind of caught a little bit in this action, so say you bought some around here, we push up, you didn't take profit, we come down, we push up, even though SPY moved up here, it's probably not the same price because of the decay. And so something to just keep watching. But if you guys have time on the contracts, that is, it's a little bit easier to estimate, especially if you're in something with like a month. You can look at a 30-minute chart and look at a 30-minute chart, even on the options chain, you guys. You can look at a 30-minute chart on this and use your stop. So say you bought in at 72. Let's pretend this have 4 weeks of time or 4 months of time. Say it has a lot of time, and you're like, you know what? I want to stop here based on what SPY was doing yesterday. You can look at that and see that, because time decay is not a big of an issue for you guys. But 0DTE, it's hard to estimate. It's harder, but you got to be tricky with it. But if you use the options chart side by side, that's why I say that the trade I'm in is here, or the option I'm in, and then the trade I'm in is next to it, so I can follow along. And that's literally what I do. If I'm in this trade literally and we push up, I'm literally watching the options chain, and any dips I see, I go, okay, that's my new stop. We push up, we see this dip here, okay, that's my new stop. Kermit, I'm not sure on size. River is really good on time and sales, on the filtering. I don't want to just give you a blind number because I don't know. Apple is the biggest market cap in the market, and so I don't know a good number to give you. 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. I don't know. AMD, it's smaller, so I don't know. But ask River. He'd be pretty good about giving some estimates on some filters for time and sales. I think he told me 1,000 for SPY. Sorry, guys, I had to take a drink. And I think he said 500 for QQQ. And so that basically kind of filters out kind of the fluff, those ones and twosies, like, those bigger orders you want to see. If you're seeing some consolidation here and you see a big $5,000 or $10,000 order, pay attention to that. What are we doing? Let's see. Can you copy a chart, move it to another layout? Copy a chart, move it to a layout. I don't know. I think it just copies it, does it? Yeah. Not sure how we do that. So yeah, if we set up totally blank, yeah, I don't know how you would import just a chart, because it's kind of a bummer when, yeah, if you make a new layout, it resets your colors. I don't know what it is. I just don't like red and green. I just think it's ugly, but whatever. Green is up, red is down. But once you're on a layout, like Raphael said, he's smart. You can copy and paste it over and over, which is cool. But layout to layout, I don't know. Copy, go to new layout. You guys are smarter than me on this. Is it paste? I don't know. You guys are figuring it out. But yeah, guys, hopefully that was informational for some of you guys. Like I said, send me a DM if you're having trouble or want help on setting some up, or if I scan through something too quick. But spend some time. You can make as many layouts as you want. Even they even give you stuff to test, or if you want to work from the ones that they give you. All these white ones are the ones that they've given you. But you guys can make scalping stuff. You can make as many, well, I don't know, a lot of layouts that you want. But go crazy with it, you guys. Send me a DM. They're always open. Say, hey, I'm having trouble with this. How'd you set this up? How'd you do this? Or do you like this? Whatever it is. But make what works for you guys. As long as it works and you're making money, that's all that matters, you guys. But just don't go crazy with the indicators or all the crazy shit that's online on YouTube that says, oh, this indicator's 100% win rate. Again, nothing is, because we would all be rich and trading from our yacht, with a pina colada in our hand, if it was that easy. So put the work in. Hopefully that was really informational for you guys. But with that, I think we will end it. Appreciate you guys here. Appreciate all the regulars, all the newbies. Have a great night, guys, and let's crush it tomorrow. Thanks.